Pulling stumps is quite a workout for the tractor. Ever wondered how much pressure the hitch is under here?
А что ты у носки не оденешь?
Не могу. Все в плитках, как карточный домик, да? Стоп, сразу!
Watching this operator work is honestly so satisfying. They clearly know exactly what they are doing with that machine.
Смотри, я все сняла.
It's interesting to think about the mulch turning back into the soil. Such a practical way to clear land. Wind-blown trees are unpredictable. It takes a steady hand to make these cuts accurately every time. It's a good reminder why safety gear and training are essential.
Right.
Frameless trailers are definitely unforgiving if you're not careful with your positioning and the load balance.
I got a big chunk of dirt under it. Nice. This cable company, it goes right through there, the wire, so.
The way it handles those roots looks almost effortless. Really cool to watch.
There's the spin move. Oh, yeah. Love the ripper. There we go.
The M&J 4000 is a powerhouse for green waste management. It handles tree stumps easily with its twin-shaft design, offering an impressive throughput of up to 100 tons per hour for various waste materials. Honestly, a terrible set-piece delivery for the team today. That bit gave me a bit of a chill. I'm just amazed by how steady your hands are.
Вместо маховиков з газона есківа 13 кг.
way this splits wood is satisfying to watch. It makes the whole process look so much easier.
Четыре дровокола в рейке волшебствовали.
If you're dealing with mixed wood waste, this Moorbark HT1684 is solid. It hits 60 tons per hour, and the overband magnet is a lifesaver for pulling out scrap metal. Good for soft ground too with those wide tracks. Testing the Atera Vortex on an Apple stump highlights its direct drive mechanics. By using a radial piston motor instead of belts, the unit maintains steady power, which is a practical approach to minimizing routine maintenance tasks. Wow, that was such an intense branch cut.
Fuck! He's going! Nice!
Firefighting in the woods is incredibly high stakes. Let's see if he can drop it exactly where it needs to land today. Seems like it needs a bit more power to start.
You can see I have those other two that I've pulled in previous videos, video number 3 and number 4, to address one of the issues.
Basically, we're using these pulleys to multiply every bit of pulling force. It's a simple setup. The more times the rope loops back, the easier it becomes to move heavy obstacles. Watch how the pressure flows through the lines to lift the stump right out.
So there it is, come all the way over here. Now this guy,
that design is genius, especially those hugger arms. Suppose you had a massive pile of logs. Would you use a machine like this? It certainly beats doing it all by hand.
It's gonna fall on his truck. Yeah, he does. Is it? Yeah. Oh, crap.
Next time, maybe leave it to the experts. Take a moment to appreciate the sheer force behind each lift. It is pretty wild to see the machine handle those stubborn, deep-rooted stumps with such casual ease. Even with experience, things can still go wrong.
Watch out.
Reminds me of those old-school pencil sharpeners we had at school, but just on a massive scale. Working in the forest is such a demanding job. You really have to respect the craft. Building houses or heating a building, wood chips are surprisingly versatile. Watching a heavy-duty chipper like this one, it's clear how much power is involved. Keep an eye on how the wood enters. It's a constant, steady flow.
And don't worry, the tree was cut down legally because it was within 20 metres of our house.
Hand-powered tools working against stubborn roots.
And that's a win!
Still amazed by how these vintage tractors hold up. They really built these things differently back in the day. Hard to imagine how much planning goes into designing a cabin that stays level on slopes like those. Brilliant stuff. I guess that notch just wasn't big enough for it.
Такое бывает, когда у нее слишком сильное напряжение. Опасная хуйня на самом деле. Да, может в средней степени.
Logging in such conditions is definitely not for everyone. It requires nerves of steel and experience. It must be a very different experience driving a massive truck on such a narrow and slippery path. Man, maple wood is notoriously tough to deal with. But watching the machine break it down makes the whole process look like a total breeze for the operator. Would you guys prefer using one of these planers or sticking with a conventional grinder? Both get the job done, but it's interesting to see different designs tackle the same old problem. Watching it work is actually quite relaxing. The sound of the hydraulics and the wood splitting is like rhythm for a busy afternoon in the woods. Guess there's nothing quite like having the right gear. Makes clearing stumps feel like a breeze rather than a weekend-long struggle. That log is so heavy, it's literally pulling the rear wheels off the ground. He's using the full weight of the machine just to stay stable during the load. Someone really put some thought into this design. People are calling it a beast, and for a homemade build, the professional finish on that frame is seriously impressive. All you can do is duck and hope your hard hat does its job in those seconds. You guys have to see how this monster moves through the forest. It's the Ponzi Scorpion, and honestly, that triple frame design is a total game changer for uneven terrain. Notice how the cabin stays perfectly level while the crane does all the heavy lifting? It's like watching a giant mechanical spider at work. Absolutely smooth. And just like that, he's through. It's incredible what these drivers can accomplish with a bit of grit and a lot of horsepower. We're getting a real look behind the scenes of a working sawmill today. Between the clean debarking and the way they stack those planks, you can tell these folks really know their way around timber. In winds this strong, any tree near the road is basically a ticking time bomb. plan felt a bit iffy, but the execution is great. Well, I guess the tree decided to take the saw with it.
Once we've got it positioned where we like to take the cut, we're going to lock the head.
If you're living out in the sticks, a setup like this is basically a dream. It takes logs up to 26 inches wide, and honestly, seeing it slice through that hemlock so easily is pretty satisfying. Some owners even say they've had success sharpening their own blades with a Dremel to keep things running quiet and cool. That hinge sound is like music. Pure Arbor ASMR at its finest. Felling an 8-foot pine with a 36-inch bar involves strategic positioning. This video featuring the Husqvarna 395 XP demonstrates the process of dropping a hazardous dead tree. The wood volume here is impressive, likely exceeding 800 board feet in the stump alone. From a massive chain reaction in the woods to a slow, steady pull through the mud, these guys really have their hands full. Is that the original gasoline engine, or has it been swapped for a powerful diesel one?
Rigging setups, it's 35-to-1, 3 attachments to the...
Check this out, guys. It's a battle between a tiny 18-horsepower tractor and a massive stump. He's using a 35-to-1 mechanical advantage rigging system. That basically turns a small pull into 35,000 pounds of force. Math and physics are doing the heavy lifting here, not just the engine.
Morning, we're headed for the dump.
That attachment is a total monster. Ripping those thick roots apart looks almost too easy for this excavator. You can literally hear that heavy metal grinding down the wood. There's no hesitation at all. It grabs those huge logs and just shreds them into pieces in seconds. Absolutely relentless. Man, my stomach dropped just watching that. 1 second of distraction up there and it's game over. That was dangerously close.
Falei pra ele que ele ia afundar.
It is fascinating to see how the old ways still hold up today. A bit risky, but you have to appreciate the creative thinking behind his little contraption.
It's still attached by something.
Designed for reach, the SH360 connects to 20-ton-plus excavators via custom bolt-on mounts. It runs on 45 to 65 gallons per minute hydraulic systems, up to 5,500 pounds per square inch. By integrating the Fecon BHP170 or BHP250 power management units, the system pushes up to 105 gallons per minute. Look at the force it takes to crush that root. Someone needs to get her a safer hobby right away. Did he actually cut the backside before the face?
Vai, Julieta! Puta merda! Desce, desce, desce! Meu Deus do céu, cara!
Just a helpless feeling watching so much heavy weight crash into the dirt. Sitting right next to that massive feeding mechanism looks incredibly sketchy. The noise and vibration in that cab must be deafening. It's interesting to see how different machines handle these stumps. Some guys like the 3.5-ton range, others want something bigger for more power. Regardless of the size, having the You really don't need a massive, overpriced machine to remove stumps at home. This custom build shows that with the right parts like a quality cutting wheel, you can get professional results. Using a 13 horsepower engine seems to do the trick perfectly for hardwood stumps. Seriously, he's playing Russian roulette with those high voltage lines. Man, doing this without heavy machinery is pure pain. Look at that massive root. It is just raw human power against nature here. If those roots go deep straight down instead of spreading out, you're looking at days of brutal, endless digging.
Locks down here. We got the line right here, and I'll pull this chain back and get another wrap the same day. And I reconfigured my chain a little bit.
Prepare to be amazed by the power of simple physics. This technique might just change how you think about stump removal.
Here.
Have you guys ever tried this method? What's your go-to technique for stubborn stumps?
This was an oak tree, and tie it off to my truck here.
Moving on to automation, we have a heavy-duty stump cutter in action. It uses a powerful rotating cutter to dismantle the entire stump right into the ground. Accidents happen so fast in this industry. They got incredibly lucky this time. Things could have gone way worse in a second. Right here we have a brutal clash between two absolute beasts of the logging world. The Red Roo is pushing hard, but the Stump Humper is not backing down a single inch. Look at the size of that bar compared to the trunk. The faller is doing an incredible job because one wrong move on a sick, dying tree can end in absolute disaster. Ever wonder how crews handle those massive stumps before grinding? They're using these more bark shears to downsize them first. It really saves the main machine from taking all that extra wear and tear, don't you think? This is exactly how our grandfathers used to cut lumber back in the day. Look at that perfect, clean hole. It's insane how they left the surrounding area completely untouched. Here is the Multi-One Stump Planer HD 720p in action. Unlike fast grinders that throw debris everywhere, this attachment uses low speed and high torque to carefully shave the stump down, keeping the area much cleaner. They're actually using a 36-to-1 mechanical advantage with those pulleys. Can you imagine how much effort that saves over a few days? This honestly feels like a scene from a comedy chainsaw movie.
Okay, here's our attempt at so what we have is Stump here. That's being pulled by the block and tackle in the pull. It's a pretty small one, about 8 inches. I haven't dug anything there, so all the roots are still intact.
Man, trying to yank two stumps at once like this is a brutal, dangerous setup.
We did manage to get some movement out of it, so I'm gonna chain and we'll see. We'll give it another pull.
check out this DIY winch setup. Instead of heavy machinery, they're using a 12,000 pounds Badland winch to pull these stumps. It's a pretty smart way to get the job done if you've got the right straps. See that massive inlet? That's about 47 by 35 inches of opening. The Pezzolato is built specifically for high-volume jobs, using that Scania power to turn giant logs into chips without breaking a sweat. Gives me goosebumps just watching it. That spinning blade means serious, dangerous business. Clearing a whole forest area looks so easy with this setup. That rake just grabs the rootstocks and tears them up without even struggling. That is some serious muscle.
Where Josh was grubbing out and to haul off. Probably 2 more loads there. Saturday working, and
I really love how quiet that stump grinder is compared to others. All those big wood chunks left behind would make absolute perfect kindling for a fire pit. SnowRunner in real life is definitely a very difficult game. You're looking at a completely electricity-free harvesting head. The Narva S23C keeps things simple by using your machine's existing oil flow. Even at low flows around 10.5 gallons per minute, it handles automatic delimbing and cutting to length quite smoothly.
Con el último ya.
He learned his lesson the hard way. Most splitters have huge tons of pressure, and when wood grain is knotted like that, it acts like a spring. He's lucky it just missed his face. Definitely a close call for the operator.
Almost there. Come on, come on. We can get them roots loose, it'll come. A few more seconds. Shoot him there!
Honestly, using a single line on a stump this big is pretty gutsy. Between the weight and the mud suction, that crane is definitely feeling the pressure. Those old groves really are built to last, though.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
That's not a fall. That's a total structural meltdown right before our eyes. Take a look at this Belarus MTZ 1221.2. It's a 136 horsepower beast tackling the winter woods. What's wild is that massive trailer behind it isn't factory made. It's actually a custom, homemade rig. Birch trees down. Mission accomplished. Marcel and Brian really put in the work on these challenging removals. From the specialized gear to the unexpected owl commentary, there's a lot to see in this one. One wrong cut, and suddenly you're looking at a 0-star renovation project. If you take a 13.5 horse Briggs & Stratton motor, mix it with 12 tungsten carbide teeth, and squeeze it into a 30-inch frame, you've got the perfect recipe for a Wematic Lillehammer. It's built to chew through stumps where big rigs can't even fit. Half-ton limbs near a house. One mistake, and it's over. And it's why this kind of work isn't for amateurs.
Oh. Oh no!
So many smart ideas.
No, it's okay.
In a world obsessed with perfection, this feels refreshingly real. The guy actually owned his mistakes and showed what it's really like up there. Most people have no idea how complex tree rigging is, calculating loads, rope paths, and balance points while trying not to fall. Respect for keeping it both educational and real.
Lord, I can tell you what, it's gonna be a bad day to fucking land tree when I get in this son of a bitch. Fuck!
One of the few trees nobody feels bad cutting down. Brittle, invasive, and smells. Classic Bradford pear behavior.
There it goes.
Nothing to see here. Every log driver knows this angle too well. Someone decided to go fishing with a caterpillar skidder. They're just dragging out a few soggy cypress trees the last guys forgot to pack. What a messy job. We're witnessing a rare sight in southern Oregon, a yarder on tires. This system pulls logs up steep hills. What are your thoughts on this setup versus a tracked one?